All right. All set, Wanda?
Just a second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Computer
No, that's
being a little slow. See.
okay. Everyone
Yeah,
ready?
yeah, you're good.
All right. Thank you. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'd like to call this Recreation Committee meeting of the City of Charleston to order. Today is Monday, December 16th at 2 o'clock. If we can just have a brief moment of silence, and then we'll get started. Amen. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the November 25th, 2024 minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the ayes have it. Public participation, our clerk's office said that we didn't have anyone signed up, but is there anyone on the line? I don't see anyone. All right, moving on. 4, old business projects and parks maintenance update. Is that you, Mr. Kronsberg?
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. So basically our report today is going to be much shorter than it was last time, and that there was more of a quarterly report, lots of action that had taken place in the prior months. This one's only about 3 weeks worth of information. So I really made it park and slash project specific and less maintenance oriented. I'm happy to share. It's a quick 1-pager. We can just go through that and see if anybody has any questions, if that works for all of you.
Sounds good.
And so let me see, screen 2, share. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so Johns Island Park, I asked the Charleston County School District representative to join the meeting today. He was going to try to log in, but he's got another commitment. So he may pop in. I'll go ahead and give the update that he had given us. Charleston County School District has coordinated the fencing work on the pickleball courts, tennis courts that should have been started today. We've asked them to be very careful on how they access those courts so that that Acoustifence noise canceling product will be installed by Christmas. So hopefully we'll get those courts back open at that point in time. So that's good news. That work wasn't originally anticipated until February of next year. Also, they have indicated that their substantial completion is by the end of February. Again, we'll know more as each meeting happens weekly on site to see if they have any additional updates on their schedule. They will be investigating that Field 3 baseball field grass infield request from the school district. So they're working on estimating for that and a potential time that they could do that work after the season next year. Bayview Soccer Complex, working with our ADA coordinator with some requests that she has had for some additional accessible parking. So we're going to be able to add a couple of cemented accessible parking spaces on the opposite side of the existing accessible parking next to the concession stand. Brittlebank Park Playground, when we reported on last time, survey has been sealed and completed, and the engineering team has started the design in coordination with the playground vendor so that we can get an application into the Army Corps of Engineers to get that project permitted. Another project that I had reported out on last time, the Thomas Johnson Park parking enhancement. That work has been completed. I think we've added about 19 parking spaces there. Hopefully that'll help with the new surge of use that park has seen since those pickleball courts were striped out there. Shaw Center Rec Center downtown. The contractor is mobilized. Tree protection, erosion control measures have been in place, have been installed and inspected. Inspections have been called in. So that project will continue to move forward. And last but not least, the municipal golf course restrooms, tree protection, silt fence installed. Contractor will be doing utility and building layout this week, and they're on track for a mid-January completion. So kind of short and sweet report for today. Happy to answer any questions you may have on any of those items.
I'll wait till we get to the Johns Island agenda issue to ask, relevant questions.
I don't have any questions and I don't see any hands. So thank you for that report. We will move on to new business, and that's going to be the CCSD. Did you already do that, or do you have more information on the CCSD project?
I see Mr. Hamer has had time to jump in. I gave a brief
Oh, great.
report.
Okay.
But Mr. Hamer, if you had any additional information, yes, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dialing late. I wasn't able to postpone another meeting, but happy to be able to give you guys a quick overview of where we are with the Johns Island Park. As you know, that we have 2 fields there that we're renovating, and I think maybe Jason might have covered some of this already. We're looking to finish the project probably the first week in February and turn it over to the school for their spring practices. Some of the key activities still to be done is significant work on the pavilion area that we're doing between the ball fields there. We've gotten the turf in, we've gotten the fencing in, we've gotten the dugouts in. There's more work to be done on the batting cages, which I'm closely watching because that's something we really need to have available to turn over so they can start their practices. And of course, the scoreboard, which the scoreboards, plural, we have them so far on schedule going in mid-January. So bottom line is I feel fairly comfortable that we're going to hit our promised date of being able to turn the project over in early February. Just like any project, there's going to be some punch list items that we'll continue to work on. But that'll include the parking, that'll include the pavilion, and all of the amenities that we're hoping to be able to provide you all and the high school to turn over for use. A couple of other talking points I don't know that may have been talked about. One of the things that during the last meeting, I think there was some commitment from the city that if the school district wanted to go forward with providing turf on the infield on field number 3, that the city was amenable to that. I have my folks working on trying to put together a scope of work that we can do a solicitation of next month, but start the project when it's most convenient to the city. I gotten some feedback that maybe a September to December timeframe to go back and do a turf infield on that would be the best for you all. If maybe we can move that up just a couple of weeks just to kind of bounce around potential hurricanes or whatever, and maybe start in mid-August. But again, we can be very flexible with that based on what the city's needs are. But that's something that we've got in our budget, and we'll go ahead and pursue. We're trying to find a contractor after this contract close out to provide the turf for the infield. So again, really targeting trying to get this thing wrapped up and turned over to you all in the school by early February. So far, it's looking like that's on track, and we're continuing to keep our fingers crossed and hopefully actually do more than that, do some good project management and time management to meet those dates.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Hamer, for being here. Really appreciate all those updates. Do we have any questions from the committee? Councilmember McBride?
Yep. Thanks again, Mr. Hamer, for coming and getting us up to speed on this. Sounds like pretty good news for the baseball fields. And just so for the public's information, these fields will have a lot better drainage after rains, and that's one of the big advantages of this whole project is it'll save coaches and parents a lot of time from having to try to salvage games, right? Because the drainage system that's been put in.
Councilman McBride, if it's okay, and I apologize for speaking out of turn. There was one more point that
Sure.
big point, and it's almost like the elephant in the room. Our construction management firm met with the HOA this morning as well. I wasn't able to make the meeting, but I got an out brief, and I was told that the HOA is comfortable with the style and the height of the privacy fence that we're putting in.
Awesome.
We were on track to get that done before the Christmas holiday. I don't know if delaying it 2 or 3 days to make sure one more time that the HOA and the community was completely happy with that. I feel very comfortable. No matter how you slice it, it will be done by the end of the year. But my team briefed me that they were comfortable with that. What is still outstanding is whether we can come back in and put some trees in. I really want to get the fence in before I can commit to that. There's a lot of things that might happen that, once you start, actually putting the fence in and having to make some concessions here or there and exactly where it is, it might make planting trees either too hard or just really challenging. So I told some of the staff there at the city that I really like to withhold committing on that until we actually get that fence in. So I wanted to circle back with you and the rest of the staff there in the committee on that particular point.
Yeah, that's great. As long as you guys are talking, it sounds like you are with the HOA on a regular basis, so they're informed. That makes a big difference.
Sir.
And I
Go
guess,
ahead, Council.
yeah, and I guess for it's kind of a question for City and Mr. Hamer, as far as again, I'm just asking kind of semi-knowing questions with knowing answers, just so the everyone that uses the tennis courts and pickleball courts to kind of know what's going on. So just to rehash a little bit, so the fences are being replaced as of this morning, I think, at the tennis courts for the noise absorbing material, and I think you said that'll hopefully be done by the end of the year.
Yes. Again, we might have lost a couple of days, just again for doing some more coordination. So what was promised to me to be done by Christmas Day may spill over a little bit, but it'll be done by the end of the year. Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. And just for clarification, though, just the only courts that'll be closed are the ones where the fences specifically are being replaced and the noise canceling. The other courts are still open, as far as I know. Is that correct?
I believe that to be the case. That was my understanding that this time last week. If it's okay, I want to just triple check with my folks to make sure nothing had changed. I know there was some communication with Jason and his staff on what our plan was. I can't imagine there being anything that would change that, but I just asked for one more up check before I give a thumbs up on that.
Sure. And Jason and Lori, do you guys have any insight on that yet? Clarity? Okay.
No.
Okay, and again, that'll just, if someone could get back, I mean, obviously the city will communicate and CCSD will communicate, but please inform me of that so I can, the constituents they're already asking me, hey, which courts are gonna be closed, all that stuff. So please let me know once you guys get clarity on that, which court specifically will be closed or remained open. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Great. Well, thank you. Thanks again for all of those updates. I know they are really, really helpful for all of us on this committee and especially Councilmember McBride. So we really appreciate you being here, Mr. Hamer. One question, Jason, this might be more for us. Do you think, because we actually got a great comment the other day, someone who normally goes out and plays disc golf there, and they go out there and they're like, what's going on? So while some people might be very up to speed as to what's going on out there, others have no idea. So Jason, do you think we could put some signage, anything? I mean, this doesn't have to be a massive sign. I'm sure we've done it in the past, just, disc golf closed or part of it is closed. Does that make sense? I mean, is that something that we might be able to do?
Yeah, we can look into that. I know the school district has some signage up already. I think they were going to be posting the court signage as well, but we can certainly work with them and figure that out.
Someone's hand is up. Quick follow-up really quick on you mentioned the disc golf. That's a question I do get asked. I was told months ago that the disc golf course portion that was destroyed temporarily for the construction would be put back in place when the construction's over with. Is that still correct? Mr. Hammer?
Again, let me double check on that. I've not,
Okay.
would not. But kind of the construction is pretty dynamic, and I just feel like if I can ask that question a little bit more pointedly, I'll get a better answer. So once again, I'll get back with you, sir.
You're on mute. There you go. Someone's
Yeah. I did see a hand. Wanda, I'm
Well,
not
that's
sure who that.
That's Councilman Waring, Councilman.
Oh, hey, Councilmember
how you-
Waring. Hey.
Good. Listen, thanks, Mr. Hamer, for stopping by the meeting. Can you tell me, you said the turf will be down. It's real easy to answer. Are you talking about grass or are you talking about artificial turf?
Grass, natural grass
Okay.
would go on the infield portion of field 3, which currently the high school uses as their baseball field.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. I don't see any other hands. So if that's it on CCSD, we'll move on. And y'all, I'm so sorry. I know my picture is sideways. I mean, this is how unsavvy I am when it comes to tech. I'm sorry, we're almost done. All right, moving on. I did add Theodora Park. I think all of us received a wonderful pamphlet about Theodora Park. I'd like to maybe defer this item for January and circle back with some of the folks who were involved with that. I just thought it was a really great message, really great community park, the story and what they did out there. So I'll bring that back up in January if that's okay with the committee. And if there is nothing else to come before us in this recreation 2024, then I'll see y'all in 2025.
One last thing, Councilwoman.
Councilmember.
I saw Theodore Park last night. I actually went to a concert at the Gilliard last night. And for a little park, if you all get a chance to go by, it's all decorated for Christmas. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I wanted to thank Mr. Kronberg and his team. There's a big evergreen tree on Playground Road that years past hadn't been decorated since before COVID. And all the things those guys had to do, they did get around and decorate it for Christmas, which is like when you go on Playground Road, it's like a big surprise. You come to the bike path, or most people refer to as the hump in the road, what used to be the old railroad tracks. You got a little Christmas tree there now, so providing joy to all. So I want to thank Mr. Kronsberg and there was a team of people that they got out there and got a plug put in place, off of the tennis court lights to be able to light it up and had to get a lift to get the guys to put something like 1,500 lights on it. So praises and salutations. Thanks again, Mr. Kronberg, to you and your team.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Councilmember Gregory.
Yes, speaking of Christmas lights, Jason and you and I have talked about this a while back. I'm sure you can remember when Hampton Park was done, and very similar to Marion Square. It would be great if, of course, a little late for this year, but we start thinking about that for next year. The neighbors have been asking why, and I told them that I talk about trying to do something in the next year because we have nothing over here. So,
Thank you.
Yeah,
Councilmember.
we're gonna, if I may, Chairman Parker, we've got a whole group together. We're planning on for Christmas for next year, starting on that and looking at opportunities across the city. So I'll be looking forward to working with every council member to figure out impactful places where we can do thoughtful but not overly expensive decorations that I think will be very well received.
thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that, Mr. Mayor. I think that would be great. I don't know how it's been done up to, till now, but I think that that's a really great idea and people will love it. All right. If there is nothing else, anyone else? All right. Well, Councilmember Waring, you're good. I think he's good.
I'm good.
All right. Okay. Well, everyone have a wonderful Christmas unless we are going to see each other tomorrow. Meeting adjourned.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.